I look tired. I am tired. Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am out and about, and I thought I would do a car vlog. Awesome thing is it's kind of nice out. I was gonna say cool, but I don't even dare say it's cool. It's only 70 degrees, but it's a cool 70 degrees. There's no humidity right now. It doesn't feel like it to me anyway. And there's no sunshine bothering me. I'm still in the car though with the AC on because... Do I ever talk to you guys with the car not running? I mean, I really think I go like all AC until all of a sudden it's too cold and then I have the heater on. So I don't know. Heater? The heat. There's like no in between. I had to go out quickly today, unexpectedly, because I forgot. Actually, right now, I'm like in the Walgreens parking lot because I needed to run to the lab to have some blood work done. I'll tell you about that in a second. And then I thought, oh, I'm right near Rogers. I'll go pick up some milk. And I ended up getting some ground beef, even though I don't feel like eating any. I'll talk about that too. And then I came to the bank to make a deposit. And I thought, while it's so nice, I'm going to just sit here in the car and chat with you guys for a little bit. Now, somebody had to go park right next to me. And she's not getting out. The man's gone into the bank and she's not getting out. Shall I move forward? I don't think so. She can deal with it. I was supposed to have some lab work done like a few days ago and completely forgot. I was initially scheduled for a procedure on September 20, but then I found out I'm losing my healthcare coverage on the 15th, so we moved that procedure up till the 11th, which is Tuesday, and this is Friday. So they called me today to do all, question, answer, pre-registration kind of bullshit, and at the end she's like, did you go have your lab work done? And I was like, oh my God, I forgot that. And I looked at the paper, I'm like, oh, I'm not late. It said September 7. She's like, no, you should have had that done a couple days ago. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. This paperwork is for when we had it scheduled on the 20th. So I was so nervous because everything makes me so nervous. I'm like, what if they don't get the results in time? And then they'll say, I can't have it done. And then I'll lose my insurance. And then, But I ran to the lab. The nurse said, you got to tell them we need this by 5 today. So I was so panicked, but they said, no, they should have that done. She says, that's, we should have the results to them in time. So I feel good about that. And then everything went good about that because sometimes they have a hard time. Why am I like, you know why? Because there's a woman right next to me and I feel like I want to hide. Okay. She's not even paying attention. I don't care. I'm going to sit tall and proud and talk all I want. They have a hard time getting blood out of me, but this one did such a good job. And I actually enjoy having blood taken out of me because it's like I get a little mini massage. It's so pathetic, but it's like, oh, for like 30 seconds I'm in like heaven. It's like, oh, that feels so good. And I, and a needle going in doesn't bother me. Now an injection to get like a shot for something, I can't stand that. The last time it was maybe a tetanus booster or something like that, and I swear, like when the nurse was ready to do it, I mean, I flung my arms. Oh, it's just terrible. Okay. This is too much. Why is there so much frigging activity here? People opening doors right next to me. Oh my God. I was going to talk to you guys at Rogers parking lot, well, behind them in the church lot, but I thought I just want to go to the bank and get everything done. Okay, so I went to the lab, and there was nobody in the lab. I was like, oh my God, no waiting, so happy. And they took me right away. I got out of there right away. And then I did run to Rogers and I ended up buying some ground beef. I I have a confession to make. I went to Walmart yesterday and actually bought some food and did not bring my camera. I don't think I've ever done that. Well, one time we know my camera petered out on me. The battery died while I was in Walmart. That was devastating. And I do believe I went there one time just to get meds, but I didn't shop. But I took you guys there, just a couple of days ago, and I bought, did I buy 3 pounds of bacon? I ate that in 24 hours along with wings. So yesterday I was out of bacon and I said, I have to go get more bacon. And I wasn't in the recording mood. I wasn't feeling up to it. So I ran there and I got bacon and more wings because lately all I can stomach is bacon. I haven't had ground beef or steak in several days, and it's just, so I went and I bought 12 pounds of bacon because I just don't want to have to go out again. And if I can only eat bacon, I'm going to be eating at least 3 pounds of bacon a day and probably a bag of wings. So I want to make sure I have enough. But then I went to Rogers because I needed to pick up milk, and I did buy some ground beef. I do have room, I believe, in the freezer. My mother, obviously, she wants meat, not just bacon. And I thought I will freeze some, and in case, I am off the, bacon kick and I feel like I can eat ground beef. The last time I had ground beef, I think I actually made like a soup. I had just a little bit of liquid and a little bit of bouillon. It's just, I don't know. I can't stomach anything right now. I feel sick. So I bought 12 pounds of bacon. I was glad I didn't record that, although I'm telling you now. And then, like I said, I had to come to the bank, and now I'm just chatting with you guys. And it seemed like there was a few things I wanted to mention, but I actually jotted a couple things down because I didn't want to forget, but guess where that note is? At home. So that's not going to help me at all. Very briefly, I know my audience is minimal when I talk about ASMR. My audience here is not, it's not... I don't have very many ASMR fans, I don't think, in this audience. But if you think you might be one, you can go check out my Sounds and Whispers ASMR. I believe I have mentioned. I talk, in different places about different things, like to patrons about some things, and then to the $5 patrons about ASMR. And so it's like I have a hard time remembering what I've said and to who. But I'm going to just say this quickly. Derek is now, Derek is going to be editing like my crafty videos. He's only done one, and I have to get him the other Afghan to do. I'm just finding it hard to find the time to do everything, and I'm just not always feeling well, so it makes it difficult. But he also is going to be editing my ASMR videos of the ones with me on camera and the public domain sound things we do. He's learning the ropes on that. And we started something new for the $5 patrons who are supporting the ASMR through Patreon, and it's quick videos where we're going to test all different sounds. 10-minute tingles is what I'm calling it, and they're going to be getting those on a regular basis, starting with twice a week. I'd like to move up to more than that, and then that gives us an idea of what sounds people are responding well to, and I can make longer videos with those sounds, and it's going to be like all kinds of sounds. I just can't wait. I can't wait to dive into that. I find it's very creative. And Derek, the very first ASMR video he ever watched was the one he was editing for me. It was a whispered vlog, and I was making sounds with a little cardboard box, and he said, "Ma, those sounds were very relaxing. I felt like I was getting like a head massage," because he had his headphones on, and he said it was just really relaxing. He's like, "I want to just pull those sounds out so I can just listen to." I'm like, "Derek, that's ASMR. You got it. You got it, kid." And so I was like, I'm gonna have to send you some videos that I like, and you'll probably like them too. So I'm glad, because if he was like, some people don't like sounds at all, and if that was what he experienced, then editing those kind of videos was gonna suck for him. But now they're not gonna suck for him. So I was just really glad that that he's going to enjoy editing those videos, and that I'm glad if he can get hooked to ASMR, that's going to help him a lot when he goes to bed at night, and just to help him relax and to sleep. I'd even like Skylar to get into it, because I can't imagine anything I would have liked more as a kid than having sounds right up in my ears, and it would have probably, made my nights better, because I've always struggled with sleeping. It was always a horrible experience for me, the bedtime and all the, it just was awful. So, anyway, what else did I want to talk about? Okay, put up with me here for a minute. When I did, I think it was the Walmart car vlog just a few days ago, I, as always, was trying to make a point, and I go on and on for so long that I never actually make the point. And when I edited, I was like, I never even made my point, and usually I just let it go, but this time I want to make the point that I was trying to make, because I think it's helpful for some people. As a recap, I was talking about how it's been almost 2 years now that I've been eating only meat and animal products. Okay, wait, somebody's right next to me. I don't know if you can see, but go away. Almost 2 years. It's like almost 22 months. So in November it will be 2 years. And what I was trying to say was why this has worked for me is because I have eliminated so many foods and narrowed it down to one: meat and animal products. And I had gone on to give examples about, like, when I stopped drinking, I got rid of all beverages pretty much other than water, because all the beverages triggered me into thinking about alcohol. Like juice made me feel like having booze in it. Soda, I wanted booze in my soda. Milk, I even wanted booze in my milk, like my Kahlua or coffee brandy or whatever. So I was trying to make a point that sometimes if we want to get away from something and not suffer, because I don't do well with things like willpower. People think willpower is what you need to be able to, like, break a habit. No, willpower fucking will fail every time, because our addictions or dependencies or just habits are very powerful, and they will beat out willpower every time. Every time. You might be good for 2 months, but then the willpower is gonna, like, all of a sudden, you're not as psyched about it anymore, and then you feel weak, like, I can't control myself. Okay, see, I'm already going off subject here, so it's like I'm gonna forget to make my point once again. So what I discovered with alcohol was I needed to eliminate all kinds of beverages. Of course, smoking went away too, because I drank when I smoked. So I had to get rid of the cigarettes, because if I was going to light up a cigarette, I wanted a fucking drink. So I always knew if I ever gave up drinking, smoking would go. Smoking, that went with drinking. As a matter of fact, I didn't even smoke if I wasn't drinking. I did not want a cigarette. But sadly, I was always drinking. So so they went together. So when it came to, I've struggled with eating my entire life. And when I say struggle, I mean to the point where it's like I would finally just give in and eat, because it was I was so consumed with the thought of eating that I couldn't do anything else, especially like while working at home. It's like, geez, I'm going to have to just frigging stop and go eat, and then I can work again. But then I would only be satisfied for half an hour, and then all of a sudden I'm craving something again. It was a miserable way to live. Miserable. And unless you actually suffer that, you will never really understand how miserable it is. And now I realize that there are many people who have never experienced that. Never. Because they just, for whatever reason, they just don't have that dependency or addiction or habit or in their genes. I don't know what causes it and why. It can be many different things and a combination of different things. But I used to say to myself, if I could only eat just like one thing, so I wouldn't have to be triggered to wanting all the other things. I mean, even a raw carrot, I want dip with it, So I used to just wish, and I had tried so many different things. I even went one time, 8 months, that I got rid of all the food in my house, everything. I had nothing. It's when I was living in an apartment, so I wasn't living with my mother and father where they had food. But I got rid of everything, and I bought just frozen dinners. And so that's all I could eat. There was nothing else to eat unless I wanted to get up, get dressed. And there were a couple of times that I did that. Got up, got dressed, went and bought something, bought enough, pigged out, and then that was it. It was gone. So I did really well with that. But I was suffering still. I was suffering all the time because I wanted other foods. So, you know, it's like you can restrict yourself, but it wears out. So when I learned about meat only, I've always loved meat. And I used to say, I wish I could live off just meat, but I didn't know that was possible. When I knew it was possible, I'll tell this story forever. It was I believe, yes, a Thursday night. I know it was at night, and I was reading this in bed, and I was like, oh my God, this is it for me. And I immediately, first thing the next day, and I have that video, went to Hannaford, stocked up on meat, and I've never looked back. And it's almost 2 years. And that is why this works for me, is because I don't have those other triggers. Now, they are in my life because I buy this stuff for my mother. But as long as I don't ingest that shit, I'm okay with that. It's just like there was always juice and milk and even booze because my husband was still drinking. That was always around, but as long as I didn't drink it, I was fine. So I know that I know what I'm doing is not a popular thing. People think it's nuts that, you know, and even right now, I'm living off bacon. I don't care because I feel, happy, at least content with not suffering and struggling with cravings and with binge eating disorder and just never feeling bloated. I can eat 3 pounds of bacon and just feel fine. I don't talk about it much anymore, but I still want those of you who've heard me talk about it, or you haven't heard me talk about it and you're curious, it is life-changing for someone like me, and it might be life-changing for someone like you. I almost witnessed an accident because that girl never looked back once when she was backing up, and she almost backed into a and now that guy is being an ass. God, I got the wrong place to park. And I know so many are probably saying, yeah, but Darlene, you're sick and you have cancer and you have... many people are sick and have cancer and all kinds of ailments, and I can almost promise you they're not just eating meat. So it doesn't mean eating meat is what's causing things. And as a matter of fact, I'm grateful thinking that maybe eating meat is what is making this... fixable. I don't know. No matter what I eat, it is guaranteed that I am dying one day. So all I can do is eat a way that makes me feel good while I'm alive. And even if it were to shorten my life, fucking A, I'm good with that. I'd rather live a happier, shorter life than a miserable one where I'm always struggling with food. The food, for me, it was worse than the alcohol. I shouldn't say that, because alcohol, that destroyed not only my life but others also. So that's not good. But the food was it was like I just felt always awful, like, what is wrong with me that I can't control this? I understood the booze had a grip on me. I understood that, and I knew that was a problem. But the food, it's like, why? Why can't I just be like a normal person? Well, it's because I just needed to eat a different way. I wasn't cut out for even vegetables. I can't have vegetables. They make me sick and bloated. I mean, I've never had a meal where there's a vegetable or anything on my plate plate. Every meal I've ever sat down with is meat and maybe some animal products like, you know, there was times I was doing cottage cheese. I'm actually back to a little bit of cottage cheese or eggs once in a while if I'm really in the mood for eggs. But I have ingested other things because I am a human being, but I don't get carried away with it. But like if I have a piece of onion, like when I'm making something for my mother, that onion, I guarantee a piece of onion, instant headache, instant indigestion. I feel the effects of those things instantly, and I can tell this is what was wrong. This is why I always felt so bloated and bogged down. Anyway, I didn't mean to talk on and on about this, but I do have a playlist on this, and then I've talked about it a little bit in Patreon, but not very much because it gets boring. I mean, it's just the same old, same old. But if you're interested at all, the easiest thing is to like look at my playlist. But the best thing is there's a group called Zeroing In on Health. It's a public group, so you do not have to join it. You can read the posts, and you will see many success stories there if you you know, maybe do a search for different things that you'd like to know if it might help. Takes away joint pain, inflammation. It's just, it helps so many things. So, you know, I feel bad that in the way that I don't talk about it, because I know that I did, by me talking about it, it helped other people who tried it and are still doing it and still loving it and still saying how much better they feel. So, you know, if it's something that you think you might want to look into, the best thing is to just try it. Don't think about it. Don't put it off until the wedding you have to go to. Just fucking try it. And if it works for you, it can work like almost instantly, and you're not going to look back. You aren't. Try it. Give yourself I gave myself 3 days, but on day 1, I knew this was it. So give yourself 3 days. They say give yourself a month, but a month sounds like a long time. Give yourself today, 1 day, try it. And, you know, even if you did something for a month that you think is bad for you, it's not going to kill you to eat meat for a month. It's just not. All right, I think I have gone on long enough, and I have to go home, and I'm going to eat about maybe 1.5 pounds of bacon and maybe 1 pound of wings. That's what I feel like eating, and that's what I'm going to eat. And it sounds delicious. I can't wait. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back with more soon. Bye. Oh, I'll have the playlist on the end screen and in the link below. Bye.